And good afternoon, everybody. This is Vinny Maletti with Maletti Law, the strongest name in law, and I am broadcasting today from a very exciting new location here at Hallett Points in Astoria, Queens, the home of Maletti Law's new office in 2023. So we're very excited to share these videos with these beautiful views up here on the 17th floor, where it looks down and looks into the city, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Okay, so let's get down to it. So first and foremost, to begin this video, I would like you to go to the website, and I would like you to sign up for the newsletter. I also would like you to go to YouTube, www.youtube.com/Maletti Law, and I would like for you to subscribe to the page where all these videos will be posted. We're constantly producing fresh content daily, so we would like to share this with all of you. So certainly, don't miss out. Make sure you're in the know, be involved in everything. So let's boil down to it. So past couple months have been a little bit crazy for me. I've been unbelievably busy in hearing after hearing, conference after conference. As you know, in New York, COVID no longer, it still exists, but doesn't exist anymore. It's a very weird situation. Though the state courts really aren't open, like the Supreme Court's really not open, and they want to do a lot of remote trials are now in person. Hearings are still on the phone, but trials are in person, and agencies are in person, federal courts in person. So we're slowly going back to normal. But the point I'm bringing up is, in the past couple months, I've had just a lot of hearings, a lot of in-person meetings that I had to go through. So as I go through these things, I want to prepare videos to kind of sort of like demystify the situation. As like a learning experience for everybody else as well. So if you do want to take these things on your own, though I strongly recommend against it, and you should always use Maletti Law for all your services and all your needs. Sometimes you don't have any money, or you have other things in life, or whatever the case may be, and you just need to go and represent yourself. So I'm here to demystify a lot of that stuff, and that is the purpose of this video today. This video today is here to demystify what happens at an unemployment insurance appeals board hearing. So the purpose of this video is demystifying the UIAB, the Unemployment Insurance Appeals Board. So as far as the background, here's what it looks like, right? You get terminated from your job. You apply for unemployment benefits. Your employer says no, and then you push back and you say, "Hey, wait a minute, I'm entitled to unemployment. What do you mean no? Why can't I get it?" And you push back, and then it goes to a hearing. You get a letter in the mail that says notice of unemployment insurance hearing, and this is you go to the conference, right? So this is your hearing, your appeal. So a lot of you reach out to me and ask for a lawyer. You always are better off with a lawyer in every situation, particularly me, because I'm the best at what I do. But for those of you that can't afford the retainer, for those of you that have other economic issues that are unable to do so, I will demystify a little bit. So you get this letter, this notice of unemployment hearing, right? So first thing you got to do is make sure your phone that's identified on there, make sure you're available for the day. If you're not, call them up and seek an adjournment. But assuming the day is okay and your phone is still working, good, right? Second, you have, I want to say, 3 business days before the date to submit whatever documents that you need that you didn't get in that package. So your letter, your notice of unemployment insurance hearing, that letter will come with a package, 50, 60, 70 pages, with all the documents you have related to your case that's going to be at issue at the hearing. Sometimes you have more documents. So if you have more documents and you want to produce them in the hearing, then about at least 3 business days before the hearing, you want to submit by fax all of those documents into the UIAB. You want to submit, by fax, you want to submit all of them, right? This way they have them. So now your phone works, the date's good, the time's good, you submitted your documents. Now you have the hearing. As soon as you get in the hearing, the administrative law judge is going to introduce himself or herself. They're going to walk you in. They're going to swear you in. Do you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. Then you proceed lying. But, you swear in. They're going to ask you a series of questions based on, first they're going to ask you, some background, some history. They have like a series of questions that they ask on a chart, and you'll be asked these questions. You're given an opportunity to respond any way you like. If they have any specific questions concerning the law, what they usually do is they go through the elements, right? So let's say if your employee says you were terminated for misconduct, they're going to go, okay, well, what was a misconduct? What was the date of misconduct? We have one before. Do you have a handbook? Do you have a progressive discipline plan? They're going to ask you a lot of questions. Usually those questions go by what the statute is looking for because they want to piece you in. So, but they'll ask you questions and then you provide a closing statement. If they want, they go to the employer. Now it's the employer's time to testify. What they sometimes do after you're done doing your testimony, they speak to you, you do your testimony, your employer will then do what's known as a cross-examination. So your employer will cross-examine and question you. So, perfect example. I'm up for unemployment benefits. Mr. Maletti, why do you think you were terminated for misconduct? I don't know, Your Honor. I don't think it was misconduct. They never told me it would be against the law to, be 35 minutes late to my job every single day. They never said it. Therefore, I'm ready, willing, and able to work. And they just fired me for no reason. So now your employer will cross-examine you. And they'll come in and they'll be like, well, Mr. Maletti, do you think it's reasonable to show up to work every day 35 minutes late? Do you think that's good for business? Do you think that is reasonable for your employer to expect that you're doing that? And, then you respond, right? You give them the best answer you could. You give them a truthful, honest answer, your version of the truth, your version of what's correct. And, you give them your answer and that's it, right? Now, the administrative law judge will ask the other side, if they showed up, we'll ask the other side to give their version of the facts and their version of the testimony. The administrative law judge will then ask them questions as to, maybe the defenses. Hey, did you give Mr. Maletti a final notice of his pending termination for insubordination or for, misconduct or whatever? They'll ask the employer questions, and then you now can question them when you're done. Now, you as the claimant will cross-examine the employer, right? So let's just walk through this one more time. Case starts. Administrative law judge gives an introduction. Calls the claimant who's looking for benefits. Asks the claimant questions. Then the employer, if they're there, if they show up, sometimes they don't show up, the employer will ask the claimant questions, and that's known as a cross-examination. Now it goes back to the judge, who now talks to the employer and asks the employer questions. You, as a claimant, now get to cross-examine your employer after that and ask them questions. Then it ends. The administrative law judge will ask you both if you have any final words to say. My understanding is I think they do the defendant first. I think they'll do the employer first, and then the employee, the claimant for benefits. And then the LJ just, gives their departing words and walks away. They generally have a determination that they render in a couple of days. It's dated that date. So if the hearing starts on November 1st, it's dated November 1st. And then that's really all there is to it. And then you get your hearing in a couple of days. At that point, you could determine if you want to appeal, you could, maintain it, whatever the case is, and they make their ruling. So it's nothing too crazy. Oh, and a little bit more about this video. My role as the lawyer in that, so just so you all know, if you want a lawyer with you, that's fine. They will not ask me direct questions. They ask you direct questions. So my role is to prepare you before the hearing. Then at the hearing, if you answer any questions that are kind of crazy, I could bring you back with cross-examination, bring you back in. I could ask you questions to advance our case. And then the employer speaks. I could respond to the employer, and I can cross-examine them. And then I can give the closing statement. So that's the lawyer's role. The lawyer's role, aside from preparing you beforehand and formalizing your documents, the lawyer will cross-examine you to save your case if you do anything crazy or say anything unusual. Cross-examine the employer if anything is crazy or unusual, and then could give the closing statement to try to sway the administrative law judge, who at that time has basically shut his or her brain off completely because they're tired of everybody's shit. So that is demystifying notice of unemployment hearing. I hope this was educational to you all. I hope this makes you feel more comfortable. It's not a terrible thing to do. You could certainly do it and crush it. My clients have done very well with or without me. They've also blown it completely. So whatever, it is what it is. But look, it's it's a task, very manageable. Of course, we want you as a client. If you have any questions, concerns, you want to sign up with us, certainly reach out to us. You can leave comments below. You can email us. You have all our info, miladylaw.com. And all of you have a very beautiful and wonderful day. Yours in laws, love, and lifts. Vinny Milady out.